Alright guys, and welcome back to the Little Lawton Gaming channel. Today we are doing a Football Manager 2022 experiment where I'm just going to simulate the 2022 World Cup and see who Football Manager thinks is going to win the World Cup. So to start the video, I'm just going to go through each group and predict who I think will make it through to the next stage. And we'll see how many I get right, and I'll be doing the same for each round that we play. So in Group A, we've got Chile, Mali, Mexico and Qatar. Well, for me, that is quite simple. That is Chile and Mexico to go through in that group. In Group B, we've got Colombia, Egypt, France and Sweden. I'm going to go with France and Colombia, but Sweden could creep in there with France. In Group C, it's Australia, Brazil, Croatia and USA. And I'll be going for Brazil and Croatia in that group. In Group D, it's Belgium, Canada, Italy and Nigeria. Once again, pretty self-explanatory, I believe. Belgium and Italy should get through that group. In Group E, it's Argentina, Germany, Holland and Japan. Now this is a tough one. I'm going to go with Argentina and Holland because Germany don't have their exact players, do they? So I'm going to go with Argentina and Holland, and Germany and Japan to get dumped out. In Group F, we finally see England. It is England, Morocco, South Korea and Switzerland. Now England should get through. The second team, I'm torn. I'm going to go with Switzerland, but it could have been any of the other three, to be honest. They're all decent sides. South Korea were the other team I was really thinking about. In Group G, we've got Jamaica, Poland, Spain and Uruguay, and I'll be going for Spain and Uruguay to get through in that group. Poland could easily make it through as well. And then in Group H, it is Algeria, Denmark, Iran and Portugal, and I think Denmark and Portugal should have quite a comfortable route through. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to simulate all the group stage games, and we will see exactly who makes it to the next stage of the World Cup. So in Group A, it was Mexico and Mali who got through. Mexico and Mali winning both their opening games against Chile and Qatar respectively, then drew against each other, with Chile beating Qatar, which then would have put the pressure on Mali, but they beat Chile in their final game, and Mexico demolished Qatar in their final game. Mexico topping the group by 1 goal difference in the end. And in Group B, it was France and Sweden. My poor prediction form continued. Sweden beating Colombia on the opening day. France beating Egypt 4-2. Sweden then beat Egypt, and Colombia lost to France. So heading into the final round of group games, Sweden were already through and France were already through. Colombia demolished Egypt to help, I suppose, give them a little bit of happiness, and France beat Sweden to top the group. And finally, we've got one spot on. Italy and Belgium qualifying out of Group D. Italy actually beat Belgium in the opening game, which put the pressure on the Belgians, especially with Nigeria beating Canada. Belgium then went into their second game playing Nigeria, knowing it was a must-win, and they won 3-1. Italy demolished Canada and booked their place in the next round. Belgium then demolished Canada on the final game. Romelu Lukaku picking up 6 goals, and Italy just pipping past Nigeria with an 89th minute winner from Nicolo Barella. Absolutely brilliant from both of them. Be interesting to see how far both of those teams will go. When I predict my winner at the start of the next round, them two could possibly be up there. And we're back to getting it incorrect. Germany have just about out-qualified Argentina. Holland topping the group though in the opening game. Ironically, Argentina beat Holland 3-2, and Holland had the pressure all on them because Germany beat Japan 2-1. Holland then went to Japan and won 4-1. Germany 2-1 against Argentina. At this point, there's a grudge match coming. Well, no, there's not, because Holland have beat Germany 1-0, and that was enough because Japan held Argentina. Holland, from beating Germany, therefore managed to finish top of the group, and Germany had done enough already to qualify in second place, especially with Argentina failing to beat Japan. I'm shocked that Germany made it through, I won't lie to you. And in Group F, we've got them both right again. It's England and Switzerland. England with a perfect record, didn't even concede a goal in the group stage. Switzerland, not so much a perfect record, but just about doing enough to get past South Korea and Morocco. So on the opening day, South Korea got 2 goals in the last 3 minutes to beat Morocco 2-1 and put themselves in a strong position. England beat Switzerland 3-0, exactly what they'd want to see. Goals from Henderson and Rashford. They then demolished Morocco 4-0, and England at that point were in cruise control because Switzerland demolished South Korea 5-1, which then put all the pressure back on South Korea. They had to beat England, and they failed. Harry Kane scored the goal on the final game to help England to a 1-0 victory, and Switzerland drew 0-0 with Morocco, which proved enough to take them through. And we follow it up with another double whammy. Spain and Uruguay both getting through just about. In the opening game, Uruguay actually beat Spain and Poland beat Jamaica, which really put Spain in a tough position. They had to go out there and they had to win their remaining 2 games. Poland and Uruguay drew each other, which helped Spain out quite a lot. Spain demolished Jamaica 4-0. And then Jamaica did Spain the biggest of favours by drawing with Uruguay, a 91st minute equaliser for them. Spain just about getting past Poland to win 1-0, and that meant Spain actually topped the group ahead of Uruguay, who could come through in second place on 5 points. And another one of the easier ones, we've got both of them right. Portugal and Denmark get through from Group H. Portugal not conceding a goal, equaling England to do that. In the opening game, they beat Denmark 2-0, which really set that benchmark down. Algeria beating Iran 3-1, giving them a little bit of hope, which was soon died out as Denmark beat them 3-0 in the second round of games. Portugal 7-0 against Iran, exactly what they'd want to see. And then Denmark beat Iran 2-0, and Portugal beat Algeria 2-0. And the 2 that you'd expect to get through, got through. I'm thinking Portugal might actually be dark horses now. And that means in the second round we have Mexico versus Sweden, Mali versus France, Brazil versus Belgium, USA versus Italy, Holland versus Switzerland, England versus Germany, Spain versus Denmark, and Portugal versus Uruguay. Obviously two standout games there. England and Germany, Brazil and Belgium. I'm just going to go through and tell you who I think is going to get through from each game. I'm going to go Sweden to beat Mexico, France to beat Mali, Brazil to beat Belgium, Italy to beat USA, Holland to beat Switzerland, England to beat Germany, Spain to beat Denmark, and Portugal to beat Uruguay. My record isn't great. Let's see how good I do here. Right, so we've got the results of the second round, and here they are. Sweden beat Mexico 2-0, so I've got that one spot on. Quaison and Forsberg getting their goals. France beat Mali 3-0, Benzema scoring, Kamara own goal, and Kingsley Coman wrapping it up for the French. We then went into the second day of games where Italy demolished USA 5-0, Insigne with a brace, Zaniolo, Immobile and Berardi getting the other goals, and Brazil ripping Belgium apart, Gabriel Jesus with a brace, and Neymar and Bruno Guimaraes with the goals for Brazil. Lukaku getting a consolation for Belgium. England beat Germany, a 94th minute Declan Rice winner sent them through to the quarterfinals. It went to extra time, but Holland also got past Switzerland. De Groot scoring their goal in the 116th minute to send them through. So far as I'm aware, we've got every single one spot on. And there's the first we've got wrong. Thomas Delaney scoring the goal as Denmark knock out Spain, but Portugal, we got that one spot on because they beat Uruguay 2-0. Cristiano Ronaldo and Gonçalo Guedes picking up their goals. And that leaves us in a situation where we've got Sweden playing Italy, France playing Portugal, sorry, France playing Brazil, Holland playing Portugal, and England facing their Euro 2020 counterparts, semi-final counterparts, Denmark. I'm going to go with Italy, Brazil, Portugal, and England. I think that's what I'm going to go for. All in all, it looks like it's going to be another wonderful World Cup for England if FM's right. And in the quarter-finals, France have beaten Brazil 2-1. Koundé and Griezmann getting their goals. Neymar with a very late consolation from the spot, but it wasn't enough. And Brazil are heading out. I've got that one wrong, but I got this one spot on. Sweden 3, Italy 5. Maybe I wouldn't have thought there'd be that many goals. Isak getting a hat-trick for Sweden, but Moise Kean, Nicolo Barella, Immobile with a brace, and Berardi picking up Italy's goals. And in the other two quarter-finals, England have made it to the semi-finals of the World Cup. Marcus Rashford and Harry Kane getting their goals. Eriksen then pulling one back, but they didn't create anything much afterwards and did indeed go out. Holland are out as well. Portugal have knocked them out. De Groot gave Holland the lead, but Bernardo Silva equalled the game up. João Felix then put Portugal 2-1 up. Ronaldo made it 3-1 in the 91st minute, and Evers pulled a consolation back for Holland to make it 3-2, but it wasn't enough. And in the semi-finals, we've got Italy versus England, the final of Euro 2020. And France versus Portugal. It's going to be a European winner of this tournament. And instead of picking who I think is going to win out the semi-finals, I'm going to pick my tournament winner. And I'm going to go with Portugal. I think they look very strong. France looks strong too. Whoever wins out of that semi-final will win the tournament. But I'm going to go with Portugal. And in the semi-finals, Italy have got another one over on England. Immobile scoring the goal in the 26th minute. England couldn't find a way through. They lost 1-0. They're out. They'll be playing that third place playoff. Who will they be facing? France or Portugal? It's Portugal. France 3, Portugal 0. So England will play Portugal. France will play Italy. It's a replay of the 2006 World Cup final. And we're going to watch it right here, right now. And here we are for the final of the World Cup. It's France versus Italy. Calabria now. Finds Keane. Comes forward again. Keane now gets it back. Tonali. Infield to Barella, who hits it. Keeper's fumbled. And Chiesa has put Italy in front. No, he hasn't. They're checking for offside. It's awarded. Chiesa has put Italy in front in the World Cup final. Tonali squares it across. Barella's shot was too much to handle for Magnan. And Chiesa tapped the rebound home. And Italy lead. Spinazzola on the left-hand side plays it to Barella, but he's been tackled. And Griezmann now. Pavard. The French looking to get themselves back into this game now. Can Pavard whip a ball in here? Doesn't look like he can. Oh no, he can. Griezmann's there. It's 1-1. It's 1-1 in the World Cup final. It's a really good play from Pavard here, as he just takes it on his man here. Gets the ball across. And Griezmann gets in front of everybody and volleys it home. The French weren't behind for long. Italy with a free kick now. Bastoni to take. It's gone short to Barella. Big ball over Zaniolo. It's 2-1. The French have taken the lead. Not the French, sorry. The Italians have taken the lead. You can tell who I want to win, I suppose, from me saying that. No, Zaniolo has put the Italians in front. It's 2-1. Nkunku's ball here, and Donnarumma claims. That's the one thing the Italians have, probably the best keeper in the world. It's a big boot from Donnarumma, that's a poor boot. It's gone straight to Hernandez. And Mbappe now Finds Benzema. Looking for Griezmann. All the way back. Kante. Taking their time here to create this chance. And that's poor. Calabri's actually picked that up, and Hernandez needs to get that ball back, and he does. He pulls it back to Nkunku. And Chouameni, I ain't sure you say it. I'm going to give it a go. And he's hit it, and it's been tipped over by Donnarumma. Nkunku. Ball in. Oh, Pavard, it's a big save again from Donnarumma from the corner. Nkunku with another corner kick in. And it's a save from Donnarumma. Right, so at half-time in the World Cup final, it is France 1, Italy 2. Italy creating the better chances. The French, though, certainly have applied the pressure since going 2-1 down. They just cannot find a way through. It's going to be very interesting to see how this second half plays out. And the first highlight of the second half is the 86th minute. And Veretout plays it full, but Mancini enters away now, and Immobile. Can Italy counter and wrap up this World Cup? Zaniolo, that's poor. Nkunku intercepts. Thuram finds Griezmann. Oh, but that's poor from him, and now Italy will get the ball back, but Pavard gets it down to Kante. Kante forward to Griezmann. Griezmann's ball. Koeman! Thuram! That's beautiful! We're going to go to VAR to see if it'll stand. But if it does, it's a wonderful goal. And it's ruled out. Koeman must have been offside because it wasn't Thuram. Oh, indeed he was. He was just beyond the last man. And the French have missed an opportunity there. If he'd have just held his run, maybe it would be 2-2 right now. And there you have it. Football Manager 2022 believes Italy will win the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. Having seen how they've played in the qualifiers, I'd be surprised. But then again, you know, they might turn it on at tournament time. Who knows? We're going to be doing a lot more experiments like this. I'm going to be doing one where I go into the future. If you're enjoying the content on the channel, if you enjoyed this video, please drop it a like. Give us a subscribe because there's plenty of Football Manager content. There's plenty of F1 2021 content and Motorsport Manager content coming. And I'll catch you guys later.